Hello, 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 hello. Um, so today's episode is sponsored, of course, by Impact Interior Materials. If you guys have any interior material needs, make sure you check out Impact. They have super dope specials and great prices. And make sure you tell them KP sent you. So today's guest is built by Brent LSX. And from my understanding, this is Brent's first honor that he chose to indulge me in it being his first interview.
You too, did.
And hey, Brent,
How you doing?
how you doing today?
All right.
So this is your very first interview, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So what made you say yes to me versus I know plenty of people have.
So we got a personal relationship.
Oh, we do. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. You my boy.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know you're working. So first, I want to tell you, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to sit down and answer the fans' question.
Okay, no problem.
All right. So I'll ask my question first, and then I'll get right into the fans' question. So tell me how you got into cars.
I bought a car. My first car was like an 88 Cutlass. I bought it. I crunk it up for my mom. I crunk it up for my brother when he got out of school. I went to crank it up for my sister because that's who bought it from me. Car went crank no more. Same day. So it probably sit 2-3 months. I finally figured out like I'm gonna just start playing with cars, and that's how it went off. I started taking it in school, and I never went to college or nothing for it, but I'm ASC certified. So I
Oh,
worked there
wow.
6 years.
So how long ago was that you brought your first car?
06, 05.
Oh, that wasn't that long ago.
That was long. That was
All
long.
right. All right. So the first question that the fans had is, how did you come to start a shop? What made you start a shop?
I just wanted to be independent after working at Dodge for so long.
hmm What kind of things that Dodge teach you other than okay? You said so. Did you go to school for auto mechanic?
Yeah, when Dodge put you through school. So,
hmm
but you pretty much only working on Dodge products. So, but
Okay.
we had a speed factory, so it was like I still love speed. I love horsepower, and that's how it went by with that.
So how long did you work at Dodge before you decided to start your own shop?
About almost 6 years. So
Hmm.
I was there for a good little minute.
So then after that, you start your shop. What was the hardest thing about going in business for yourself?
Mm, Let me see. Finding somebody to work with me that I can trust. I say that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And how many people did you run through before that?
I really didn't run through nobody. I got Chris and Quinn. I mean, I called both of them. They came and they worked out. So
hmm
they older guys, so they easy to deal with. I say.
Easy to deal with.
Yeah.
Okay. So what made you okay? So little known fact about Brent, guys. That I thought was like at first I thought it was weird, but now thinking about it, um, you know, my opinion has changed. What made you decide to go with working the hours that you do versus
Uh, well, it started because my dad he done dealt with like 3 strokes, so he had therapy every Wednesday, and I think it was Tuesday and Thursdays. So I go there. He had to be there at 12. By the time I get done with him, getting him something to eat, making sure he's straight, go through traffic, I get to the shop at 4, 5 o'clock. So it just got accustomed to working at 4 or 5 o'clock till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. So that's how
so
they
how long have you been doing that now?
probably 2 years.
And that's just better for you?
I like it better.
I think you do. You like it better because like you ain't got to worry about being bothered by well some
That's
some
a big
customers.
part of it. That's a big part of it. I ain't got to. I get 100 calls a day probably. Like so at night I can really work.
hmm
I deal with the calls during the day. At night we can really work. The only downfall is if I need a part from like some of the autos on, I can't get it till the next day. That's
Right.
on. for.
So I can say when I first came across you, like, well, I knew you for a while, but then when you first actually worked on my vehicle, my Camaro, I was like, this is kind of weird that they're at work this time of night. But I can see the point because, like, other shops that you may go to, or other shops that you may know the people that own the shops, that's what they deal with all day.
Yeah.
That's a good question. He asked, when do you sleep?
From probably 5 o'clock to 10, I say, and then I'm back up.
So from 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. you sleep?
Yes.
That's not a lot of sleep. I know you're kind of young now, but you're gonna need more rest.
Yeah. When I get older, I do it.
Hmm. So what has been the hardest thing for you with adjusting to going from working for somebody to being now the owner of the shop?
The overhead. Like you got to pay for everything. If something get messed up, you got shop rent, you got supplies you got to pay for. It's just a lot overhead, pretty much.
Right. How do you manage that? I mean, other than of course having
Customers, good
good.
customers. I say that good customers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
And
what at your
I,
shop? What do you mostly? I'm sorry, you go ahead.
I said two guys who understand like they might not get paid $1 million every week. You get what I'm saying? Like, so we got a good relationship, like family.
Right. Um, what made you decide to? Because at the end of your shop name is built by Brent LSX. So
Mm-hmm.
does that mean you specialize in LSs, or what do you specialize in? What's the specialty at your shop?
Yes, my cousin actually. We were looking for an Instagram name. I never had social media, like never. Like I think I might have had my page like 2 years, maybe now. I never wanted social media. I always wanted to be off the radar. And my cousin came up with the name actually. So I mean, that's just what he picked, and it stuck. And I like how it sound, like how it looked, so it worked out.
So what do you specialize in at your shop?
Pretty much just LSs, but we still do conventional motors. We don't build them, but we will swap them out if that would
Hmm.
want.
So what's your favorite part about working on cars, and then your least favorite part?
I say wiring is the least favorite part. And just really just seeing my customers, and then like we go to car shows, we go to car meets, and I see a lot of cars I worked on. That's a good feeling. To see cars like, damn, I touched that car. Like,
When you started working for yourself those years ago, did you ever think that it would go where it's went now?
not at
Your
all,
shop?
not at all. I can't say it, nah, not at all.
What's the most surprising thing that has happened to you since you've been in business?
People recognize me in different states for real. Like that's crazy.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if it's the hair or what, but they people know who I am. A lot of places I go.
You know what it is. You know what it is, and I tell you guys this all the time. And none of y'all ever want to acknowledge this, right? Whether y'all want to acknowledge it or not, you guys are celebrities. Like in the car world,
Yeah,
in the car, like I tell people this all the time. I tell all the guys, like I tell Hot, I tell Todd, I tell all these guys that with the climate that we're in with these old cars, you guys are like celebrities.
yeah, I guess you could say that. I ain't never looked at it like that. I still don't look at it like that for real. But
Well, you don't have to look at it like that, but people look at it like that. How you think you get recognized in other states?
yeah,
And
so
people like, what is the craziest thing somebody said to you when they recognized you and you was like, oh, ooh.
nah, it might be like you built by Brent. I know they don't know me for real. They just know me from social media. They be probably about it. Like, but ain't nobody
Mm-hmm.
ever just said nothing out the way. Like, nothing crazy.
Mm-hmm. So no autograph type situations or
Nah,
none of that.
nah,
Well, it's coming.
nah.
It's coming. Trust me. And I'm gonna tell you one thing that I really, really like about you, that I love about you. No matter what you do or what type of work you do or how you could flex, you are not that person, and I love that because like you're so humble.
Yeah, I try to be.
It's the hair and the beard, the skinny jeans.
Said that.
It's the hair,
That was,
it being a great person, and then the skinny jeans.
who said that?
Um, Chucky
Okay,
Jones.
yeah, that Chuck.
So the one of the questions the fans had for you is what would be your best advice for somebody that's looking to open up a shop?
Honestly, just find a good team and support system for real. Cause it's gonna be impossible. I believe by yourself. Just a good team for real.
Now, in reference to the cars, I heard a little birdie told me you used to race.
Yeah, that's about burnt that though.
You don't think you'll do it again?
Nah, I had more fun in the street, just playing around, burning out in the street, like, and it's cheaper. I ain't tearing up stuff every day.
So you're not gonna race again?
I ain't gonna say that, but I ain't nah. I mean, I'm still building the car, but not the race no more.
What are you building?
Nah, my Hersh and my I got a Landau box too.
Hmm.
I should be
So
done
those,
about it probably January, the end of January.
hmm what are you pulling out for the classic? I know you got something.
My truck, it's
Hmm.
up now. I got different wheels getting put on it. I went bigger lips, so they showing my rear end.
Now, in reference to these cars, right? I feel like a lot of you guys are hoarders. How many, you don't have to go into detail, but how many cars do you have in your fleet?
I got over 7. I say that
Over what?
7.
Hmm.
I got over
You,
7.
you don't want to talk?
Nah, I got over
We,
7.
okay, we know the hearse. We
Mm-hmm.
know the truck.
Mm-hmm.
So we know the box.
Mm-hmm.
So you ain't gonna, them other four, you're not gonna,
They'll see it when they come out.
are you gonna have them all ready at one time?
Yeah, more than likely because I don't plan on selling them. So
Why is it that you won't sell anything?
2 cars mean a lot to me. Like I said, my truck, I bought it from my dad. And my Hersh, it was like my first car I ever just put together all the way. So those 2 I know for sure not going nowhere.
Hmm.
Um,
What about the rest of them? They're not.
I ain't gonna say that. I mean, I bought the cars because I wanted them, not just I was trying to make a profit. It was cars I wanted, and I'm able to get them. You know, might as
See,
well.
they say you are a hoarder.
Nah,
See all these comments say you're a hoarder.
but any car guy agree with me. You gonna buy what you want to keep, not to sell.
So many of you guys are hoarders, though.
I ain't gonna say.
That's not how you spell it.
Nah,
You talk about like a hearse. Um, when I until I started getting deep into the cars, I never knew how many of you guys were hoarders. Especially when I interviewed Carlos Miller people and they say he got 130 cars. Why do you need that many cars?
and that's a lot. That's a lot.
Would
But
you ever have that many?
if I was able to do it, I'd probably do it too. And I'm sure a lot of people would.
That makes no sense though.
Why not?
You- First of all, you can only drive one car at a time.
Yeah.
Secondly, it's probably very hard to keep up count and inventory. You have to actually catalog all those cars.
Yeah, but people spend a lot of money on different stuff though, so
Hmm.
I'd rather spend
What's the
on a car.
what's the most outrageous thing you spent money on for a car that you was like, why did I just spend this much money on this thing?
Some bell brakes for the front. And I don't want to buy the back right now.
But that's not too much, right?
It was a lot though. It was over 3,000
That's just for the front
just for the front.
and the back the same amount.
It ain't that much, but it's like 20, I think 2,600.
What's the significance? Oh, what's the significance of having bare or wheel brakes versus just brakes?
You got 6 pistons. Better stopping
Hmm.
power. You got a bigger rotor.
Hmm. So you can't stop with regular brakes?
I ain't gonna say that, but you doing 100 and you trying to stop on some stop brakes. That don't add up.
So being that you work the Dodge, like you can stop with regular brakes
Yeah,
doing
but
100.
they come with 6 piston Brembo.
Mm-hmm.
The Hellcat, the Scat Packs, Trackouts, all them.
You're not a Dodge guy anymore?
I never was a Dodge guy. I just worked there. But they taught me about LS motors because they basically the same. They look the
Mm-hmm.
same when you tear them down.
Right. Somebody that's looking to put an LS in their car, first of all, they're not? I don't feel like they're just that affordable. But what would be your advice for them? I listen. I ain't got 10,000 to put no LS in my car. What can I do?
Really just wait. Get it.
Did you just say just wait?
I mean, ain't no reason to do it cheap because then you're going to have problems. And they're going to
Hmm.
put back on the builder. Not even if I do it, if anybody do it. So you just running the headaches when you go cheap.
What's the cheapest you think a person can get an LS for?
It just depends on like what size motor they want.
Hmm. So
But
what if they want the smallest LS they can get?
48 or 53, I mean, you still gonna spend maybe a 950 to 1,000 on the motor. You still got to get a fuel system, harness, headers, motor mounts, everything. A tune if you go cam.
Hmm.
Ain't none of it cheap for real.
And what you looking at on that?
Probably I say a 53, maybe like 9,500 for everything, including the motor.
That's a lot of money.
It is.
That's a lot of money, Brent.
It is.
What's the significance of going with that versus a conventional motor though?
I just like LS. You can make a lot of power for cheap, and it's reliable power. Not saying I ain't got nothing against small blocks and nothing. It's just a cheap, reliable power you can make.
Hmm. I just feel like we've had conventional motors all these years, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's why all of a sudden everybody is so LS crazy?
I've been messing with LS since like 2014, though, honestly. So
Hmm.
I couldn't tell you, but I mean, time changed, so I'll say that.
He said, but you're not gonna have no problems when you leave. I have seen people have problems with LSs, so
I mean,
I don't think that's a
I have a
fair
problem with
assessment.
anything, bro. Till it get right. Once it get right, I say you usually good to go.
Right.
But you gonna always have something that's wrong. I don't care who you go to.
If you have not already built your dream car, what would be your dream car to build?
I want a Nova wagon. I know it sounds crazy, but that's what I want. I swear.
What?
I swear. I don't know why. I want. My granddaddy had one. I tried to get it a few years back. He wouldn't sell it to me. He ended up. Who I don't know who got it, but I wanted that car bad. That's what I want. A Nova two.
Another wagon.
A Nova 2 wagon. Yep.
Hmm. So y'all hear that? If anybody got a Nova 2 wagon, Brent is looking for one.
That's
Y'all
about.
make sure y'all get at him.
That's about the only car I never had.
Hmm. You know what's funny about people who deal with old school cars? They never want something like a they never want something like a Lamborghini or a Bentley or they want something old
Yeah.
that's hard to find.
Why pay 250,000 when you could put that in a few cars, 2, 3 cars, and you can have.
Not that wagon. You gonna have to.
I mean, they out there. They just it ain't. I ain't found one that I want, but they out there.
Oh, you have found one though.
Hmm.
Hmm. Interesting.
They got them for
Um.
1,000. They out there. It just you know I got to make sure that's what I want.
So, what would you like for your fans, followers, supporters to know about Brent?
Mm, I don't know. Tell you the truth. I'm gonna speak to everybody always. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you.
You know, when I first met you, I was like, "Oh, he looked mean."
I remember you said that.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna never talk to him. He looks so mean. I used to
Why you
see you
thought
in Summit. I used to see you in Summit. I used to see you everywhere. But I just you I was just you always had your game face on.
you said what?
You always had your game face on.
Nah, I ain't gonna say that.
Yeah, you wasn't really smiling every time I saw you.
I mean, I ain't never had no problem with a lot of folks. So, I mean, I
Well,
don't.
but it was just like you always was just like you was just stone faced. You weren't smiling. You was like I was like, I don't know about that. I might not. I was like, maybe he got that light skinned guy complex.
Nah, I ain't
Like, they feel like they got to be hard.
nah, I ain't trying to be hard. I'm trying to stay out the way for real.
Whoever said that, he is absolutely right. I do really feel like I'm a person that believes in giving people their flowers while they are here. And I can absolutely say that a lot of the stuff that they said in the comments is absolutely true. You do have a heart of gold. You are a good guy. I am. I even though I talk smack to you, I say what
Yeah,
I say, I say what I say to you. But you are to be as young as you are and have as much going on as you do, you really do have a heart of gold and you really, really treat people with the utmost respect. And I just think that's super dope.
my mama taught me well. I say that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. I definitely I agree. Mm-hmm. So another thing I think I really, not I think, another thing I know I really, really love about you is you are so family oriented. Like when you say the guys are like family to you up at the shop,
Yeah.
they really are. You are so family oriented.
I'm
Where do you,
nobody
is that how you grew
around.
up?
You said what?
Is that how you grew up? Just family oriented?
Nah, I ain't gonna say that. It just I adapted to it, I believe, because I always felt like I took care of my older brother, and I mean my older sister and my younger brother. So it always been in me to look around, look out for the people around me. Like I'm gonna make sure everybody eat every day. I'm gonna make sure everything. Like we going somewhere, I'm pretty much gonna pay. Not boasting or nothing. I'm gonna just make sure everybody comfortable. I say that.
Right.
Know everybody's situation, so I know if I got it, we gonna be good. Like that's how I always been.
It's not a lot of people think that way. I feel like um you are a person that, like you said, you take care of whatever needs to be taken care of, and you understand that um, it's bigger than you. That's what I think it is. I think you're a person that you understand the assignment. You know it's just bigger than you. So how did you like get that mindset being as young as you are?
I'd say I went without sometimes, and I hated that. So I don't want nobody around me to ever feel like that. If you get what I'm saying, like it's a hurt feeling to want something and can't get it. So anybody around me, if I'm there and we want it or they want it, and I'm able to get it, I'm gonna grab it. That's just me. Like
Hmm.
my all the way down to my cars. Like I don't care who drive them, just bring my shit back in one piece. Don't smoke in my car. That's my biggest thing. Don't smoke in my car. Cause I don't smoke.
Right.
As long as you don't smoke my car, you can go everywhere you want to. And
Not many young guys think that way though.
yeah,
That's you know back when I started this show in 2019, right? These moments and to hear you say these things and talk and for us to get the opportunity to talk about these things are things that nobody will ever know just having regular conversation with you. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? And to hear you say you had to go without sometimes, so you never ever want anybody to go without, that's so dope. It's people twice your age that don't even think that way.
yeah. I
So
say
I
that.
think
I say that. That's why I feel like I be blessed.
you definitely are, and you're gonna continue to be blessed. Because, like I said, even though when I first started seeing you, I was like, "Oh, he mean." You are far from mean.
Yeah,
So anybody watching, if you see Brent, even though he be having his game face on, please don't feel like he's mean. He is really not a mean guy. Like he's one of the nicest guys you're gonna ever meet. And he don't have that light skinned guy complex. You know, sometimes they feel like they gotta be all
Nah, I'm trying to stay out of the way.
they say you're built different. You know, I've actually never heard a bad word about
Yeah, man. That's good. Hard to believe, but it's good.
you. Why is it hard to believe?
People gonna always have something bad to say about somebody.
Hmm.
So, that's just why.
Even when I think them guys was coming down for a Rick Ross show, and we came over there to bring you the car. I mean, you got right on it. You're not regular. I wonder if you know you're not regular.
Why you say that?
Cause you just okay. Transparent moment. I know a lot of people at a lot of shops,
Yeah.
and some of the people who have shops really treat people like crap. Like really don't be understanding that these people are busy. They got things to do. When them guys came down for Rick Ross show, you jumped right on the car. You did right what you had to do. Like them guys was out of there in a matter of maybe an hour.
Yeah, they were.
It wasn't even an hour. Maybe it might have been 30, 35, 40 minutes. And I was like, oh man, I like him. I like him. Even though I was thinking you was mean at first.
Nah. He paid me good for that hour too. I ain't gonna lie, KP.
Yeah.
That
I
paid me
think
for that hour.
I think you might owe me commission or something though. But that's we'll talk about that later.
Look at that.
So is there anything else you want us to know? I know you're working, so I ain't want to hold you all night. But while you said yes to me, I wanted to make sure that I got you on here because I know you probably might not ever do it again.
Yeah, nah, I will. When I get
You
time.
will.
Yes, ma'am.
So is there anything else we need to know about you?
Nah, I mean, anything else somebody else want, they can ask. I mean,
So if anybody needs to contact you, tell them how to do that.
really, my phone number. It's 678-923-2909. A lot of people say I don't pick up, but you send a text message, I get to it eventually.
Mm-hmm.
And I have
Or
a
DM.
call on my phone or DM. I get to that.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I definitely believe in giving people their flowers. I just really would like. I know he don't say much, guys, because it's like trying to make him talk. But
Oh, but yeah, I ain't gonna say that.
say it again.
I said I talk to certain people.
Mm-hmm. No, but I knew on here it was gonna be kind of like pulling teeth to get you to talk.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you doing it because I feel like sometimes people need to hear. People need to be able to put a face with the name, and then they need to actually hear you talk. Like I said, one of the most profound things that you said to me was you had to go without at times, so you never want anybody to go without. If more people in the world thought like that, the world would be a much better place.
Yeah.
So,
Chris say they can contact him too, KP.
hmm?
Chris say they can contact him too.
Don't nobody want to contact Chris.
Wow.
Who want to talk to him?
I'm next in line, baby.
Turn the camera around. All right. So, Brent, I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to talk to us. Man, listen. I know, I usually would sit with somebody for an hour, but you working. See, this be after regular people business hours.
I know it.
So I ain't trying to hold you up all night. So currently are you taking more customers or are you backed up through?
Really, I'm backed up to Orlando. I ain't gonna lie. The Classic is like that every year. Well, the past 2 years have been like that. So after that, I mean, they can still contact me, but I ain't taking no more calls till like December.
Okay. All right. Well, Brent, thank you for sitting down and talk to us today. We really appreciate it. And I will talk to you again soon.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Have a good night.
All right. You too.
So, guys, if y'all missed any of today's episode of Rides and Vibes, you can check out the replay on YouTube. The link is in my bio to catch up on this episode if you missed any. or any past episodes, Built by Brent LSX, you guys need to go follow him on Instagram. You can contact him. He gave out his phone number, but you can always send him a DM. As he said, he is backed up through December, so no need in trying to get your car in before the Classic or before December, but you can still get with him and schedule your services. Brent is a super, super dope guy, easy to work with, definitely a solid guy. Like he is, and I keep saying it, as young as he is, he's one of the very few young guys that I feel like that do this car stuff that understand the assignment. I have never heard him talk crazy to a customer. I've never heard him, he's very fair with his prices. He is just one, he's one of the good ones. I can say that. So if you need some work done, DM Brent, call him. If you tell him KP sent you, and I promise he's gonna take care of you anyway. But if you tell him I sent you, he definitely got you. So thank y'all for tuning in to tonight's episode of Rides and Vibes. I will see you guys next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, make sure you click the link in the bio and subscribe to the YouTube channel to catch up on the replay of this episode and the replay of any past episode. Thank y'all for tuning in and have a good night.